Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another true crime, and it happened actually pretty recently, depending on when I'm updating this video. For me, it was yesterday or a few days ago, and I feel like people should know kind of what's going on. Usually when I do my unsolved or true crime videos, I give you kind of the main points. I'm not going to go into detail about anything really. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Malexis, and this is Life of Ma. Please click that like button if you like this video at the end, or now if you want to be nice, and remember to subscribe to my channel. Also, that little bell is right next to the subscription and it wouldn't hurt if you pressed it. Let's dive right into it, and excuse me if you see me reading off my laptop. I couldn't remember everything by heart. Nathaniel Woods was on death row and was being charged for capital murder for being an accomplice to the murder of Charles Bennett, Carl Owen, and Harley Chisholm III. He was an accomplice. He wasn't the one doing the shooting. The shooting was done by a friend of his, and it was in a drug house. He was selling drugs with his friend. So these three individuals were police officers. They were shot and killed in the drug house, obviously. Kerry Spencer is the shooter, and he is also on death row. The date for him hasn't come up yet. They're still kind of deliberating. They don't have a set date. So recently this has gained a lot of media attention. A lot of, famous artists and other people, for example, Kim Kardashian West, Martin Luther King's the third, which is his son, Martin Luther King's son. Who else? T.I. I think like a quarterback that used to be on the Packers was also posting on Twitter and, advocating for him to be spared. They wanted to send a message and have people sign a petition on change.org for Kay Ivey, which is the Alabama governor, who could kind of like, they have the power to stop the procedure if they need to temporarily. With much of everybody, kind of attacking her, calling her, because on social media they even posted her phone number, mailing her, and doing pretty much everything they could. They did temporarily stop it and put a hold. Unfortunately, that hold fell. And that was an hour or two before his death. Nathaniel Woods was killed by lethal injection March 5th, 2020 at 9:01 p.m. He asked for his final meal, didn't take any bite of it. He didn't have any last words. He was 44 years old. He left a daughter, a granddaughter, plenty of friends and family that loved him. Gone. Just like that. Anyways, getting more into the case, various people, even the sister of one of the police officers that was killed, I believe it was Chisholm. I'm probably saying his name wrong, I'm sorry. But she even advocated that he wasn't the shooter. So he was an accomplice, yes, but he was not the shooter. What the state was arguing was that he lured the police officers into the house, which then caused them to be killed by Kerry Spencer. But the sister was advocating that he doesn't deserve to die for it. And then the state responded and said that at least 3 people have been on death row and have died since 1983 for the same reason, for being accomplices to murders. So this isn't the first time that's happened, but they're using that as an excuse. Nathaniel Woods also argued that he didn't have many attorneys that were kind of good enough. He didn't have a fair trial. He did have one attorney that kind of bailed mid-trial and let him go, and also failed to inform him that it was a possibility for him to be on death row. The attorney was kind of like, no, there's no way they're putting you on death row. You were an accomplice. You didn't do the shooting. And he turned down a plea deal that was for 20 to 25 years in prison. And he turned that down because he wasn't precisely informed. He was also using that as an outlet to kind of appeal to the case again, saying that he didn't have a fair trial. He didn't have pretty much a good attorney that would tell him, listen, these are the facts. This is what's going to happen, period, point blank. Also, something very important that I want to point out is that Alabama is one of the only states, if not the only one, that doesn't need a unanimous decision by a jury to continue and put him on death row. For example, in LA or in other states, the jury, which are the people who sit in the courtroom and kind of listen to everything and make a decision, guilty for first-degree murder, second-degree murder, not guilty, you know, death row, whatever. It's normal people like us, you know, your peers, who vote, and they go into deliberation for hours, sometimes even days, regarding it. And it was 10-2 to being in favor of him not being on death row. So they didn't really reach decision, and Alabama is one of those states that kind of doesn't need it. It's sad that a guy who, you know, he made a mistake. I don't know why he was selling drugs. Maybe he needed to help his family out, or, you know, but I don't think that he deserved to die. I don't think that anybody deserves to die. I don't think that death row should even be a thing. If somebody did something that bad where they're a harm to society, then they should suffer in jail being alive and then face the consequences after they die by whatever circumstance in the afterlife. We shouldn't have the power to end someone's life. It just shouldn't happen. There are worse crimes that are being committed, school shootings, murders of high officials, or you know, things more serious within hours of having an appeal. So he could have had a chance. He really could have had a chance, but obviously they did not give him that chance. That's pretty much the main points of the case. If you want to research more into it, you definitely can. Thank you so much for watching. All the love.